5, 4, 3, 2. T. Fraley. Look at that. T. Fraley. It's T-Voss mixed with Dave Fraley. There we go. Both of them get a shout out.
In order for us to record this podcast, there are children upstairs, there are dogs ready to bark, and there's 2 people planning their wedding, ready to shout at each other. What are the chances
that this gets interrupted? 100% chance.
All right. Here we are, the first 24 seconds in.
Weirdest experience I've had in a long time. I get it. You hate it. Whatever. That's fine. Got a haircut for the first time at like a what is it, like a chain place?
Just
chain.
called Lady Jane's. Just
It's Lady Jane's. Is that like everywhere though? I just don't want to dodge this place. I got my haircut at a place that's like it doesn't hire just like very professional barbers. It's just, you know, some people that go to like
hire strippers.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest experience I've ever had in my entire life getting a haircut. Mm-hmm. One, I immediately sit down and she goes, "So you want?" And I sit down and I have a mullet.
Yeah.
So immediately I'm like, okay, I want this mullet, but I don't know if I trust this barber to give me like the mullet that I want. The mullet, not that I want, the mullet that I deserve. Because I've been wanting it for so long.
When you go in, you go to the little iPad and it tells you get to pick what sexy girl you want, right?
Yeah, it's always why are they so sexy?
That's that's why it's called Lady Jane's.
It's so crazy.
The point of it.
And then
there's also an option if you want them to sit in your lap, you can get that.
Yeah, I got that option.
Yeah, I know.
It was $50 for a haircut.
Yeah,
it's insane.
No.
But so immediately. Yeah, there's that, which I'm like, okay. But then I sit down and she's like, so are we doing like the same thing here? And I go, nah, I pass it off. I was like, I just want kind of like finger length on top, somewhat of a comb over, and then I want it faded on the side.
Yeah.
And she goes like, so like a 2? And I go, huh?
I don't know what that means either.
And I go, no, like I know what that means. That means that she's just going to put a 2 card to it and go across the sides. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I just want to kind of like fade it either like to like a 1 to a 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. She just takes a 2 to the sides. It literally doesn't fade it at all.
Doesn't at all, right?
Yeah, no. There's no fade to this haircut.
No,
whatsoever.
Well, they have no idea. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. And then going through the haircut, it's like whatever, you know, you shoot the shit. I'm just like, I'm used to having a very good barber do my hair for a while, but it's weird timing and all that. Needed it done quickly. And then go through the haircut. Whatever. It's a fine haircut. She goes, you want me to do your beard for you? I go, sure, whatever. Immediately, like, just shaves off everything that I've been working years at. There's, like, shit at the sides that I can't ever get to touch. Finally was touching, and she goes, yeah, like a 1's fine, right? Immediately just shaves it down, which the last time Pfeff took it down to a 4 and it was like perfect length. Like a 4 is like a good length.
Yeah?
She took it down 3 more guards.
You think 4 was a perfect length before?
On this, like it was good. It was when I got it done.
You know what's funny about looking at the side right now?
It's really bad. I gotta just shave this.
You just have to get rid of that.
Yeah,
and it's like why would she go like?
I don't know. It was the weirdest thing.
You know what? It looks like it's coming through. We're gonna keep that.
Yeah, at that point, right? If you're taking it down this low, just take this off then. Like this is fine or whatever. Like, granted, I want this a little bit longer too, but this is like gone now, like completely. She did the mustache good. I like how she did my mustache.
You're really exposed.
Which is, I know.
What do you mean? She just did a 1 on your mustache.
Exactly.
That's not like
that's
there's
fine.
Nothing I could do.
But
that.
she also like got.
I could have gave you that same. What it trimmed
lips,
off.
Yeah, to the lips and then like over the top as well, which was good. That was fine. I'm just trying to get the good parts to it, and it was just such overall a weird experience. And then I'm like,
I wish people could see.
I immediately don't say
face.
Anything about like eyebrows or anything, but she just goes for it.
Oh, she did.
1 guard to the fucking eyebrows.
That's not true.
100%. Everything that she was using, like right here, she just went over my eyebrows with.
Did you go like, whoa?
I'm like, what the fuck? And she like shaves my eyebrows.
That's your fault, though.
Yeah, I know.
You should know that that's what's gonna happen at Lady Jane's.
Exactly.
Or like a Great Clips.
And to me, I'm just like, whatever, this is fine, whatever. I don't care that much about how I look for like haircut wise. I've shaved it off myself enough. I had a mullet for a while. It's like, it's better than that. And then it gets weirder. She grabs a heated towel, puts it on my neck, and she goes, I just got to shave up your neck. I'm like, okay. She's just like putting on a warm towel while she grabs like a razor or whatever. She comes up behind me and just starts massaging me.
Yeah.
And rubbing me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's part of the experience that lady Jane.
Yes, I know. Yeah. And then she finally cuts my fucking neck, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
And then she sits in my lap.
Yeah, that's the part you don't expect, and they get right in your lap.
Yeah, and it was the weirdest thing because it felt like I was actually at a strip club. And 100%. I told you this before.
Did she get in your lap for real?
Yes.
Are you joking?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how she did my beard. She sat on my lap and she went, that seems like a good length. And I'm like,
I have seen girl barbers sit on guys' laps and do it before.
Really?
Yeah, not in person, but I've seen that exists.
What kind of porno are you watching these days?
I just like watching. They do have sex later in the video, but I just watch for the haircut.
But yeah, this girl legitimately also at the same time smelled like a stripper.
Yeah,
like had the perfume
Pantene.
and fuck. No, stop saying Pantene. Like every stripper smells like Pantene.
It was
just one because
she
you got
shampooed me down.
You got covered in Pantene.
Yeah,
it's a completely different experience. How strippers normally smell is like excessive cologne and a little bit of cigarette smoke.
I hope somebody's like, no, Pantene. That is what they smell like.
Yeah, Pantene was so. To go into detail about why you think that strippers smell like Pantene, for your birthday, I think that we might have talked about this on the podcast. Yeah, I don't know if we were doing the podcast at the time, but here's the thing: we have people. Weren't. There's nobody at this episode yet that has watched every single podcast anyways and heard this story. Not at this episode. There were a little bit of episodes back. We bought a stripper for you for your birthday because we go to the strip club. Wait, was it even your? Yeah, it was your birthday.
Do you want me to tell the story at this point?
No, because I like the outsider standpoint because you were there, but you really weren't there. We originally take you there and you're not into it. You don't want to be there at all. You're very tired, very drunk. You're just like there because we brought you there. Finally, a girl comes up to you and plays into your games that you play where you start talking to them like normal, which is fine. They are people. You're supposed to talk to them like normal. But they're on stage and like they have to go do their entire rounds. But you're like, hey, so like, do you want to do this? Is this what you want to do?
Right, yeah. When you're in the strip club, they assume you're gonna be like, oh, can I like suck your fucking tits and like eat your pussy and shit like that?
You're so fucking sexy, babe.
But I'm like, so like, how much money are you getting for this shit?
Yeah, how much money?
And they're like, I pull in like $2,000 on a weekend. And I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind? Like, just Saturday? They're like, oh, yeah, Sunday's crazy, too. So then, what's fun about this place is right before we go, I'm basically passing out.
Yeah.
So.
Which is a normal thing that you do.
Right, but I'm also smoking and drinking. And yeah. I got to slow down. So we go to the strip club to calm down a little bit. And that's when I was like, hey, I don't have any singles, and you just give me money. Yeah. So I was like, what am I going to do with all these? And I was like, fuck it. And I gave half to the girl next to me. Yeah. So I was like, you can have these. I
don't want these even kind of. And like, we're just watching you. And then finally, this girl, like, because she's giving you attention, every time that you see her, you're just staring her down, hoping that she.
Yeah.
And
she's the best looking girl there.
She's also the best looking girl there, too.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she actually does come over and like sit by you.
After the conversation that we had for a while, she's like, all right, my shift's almost done. I can come to you guys after, like, when I get the back. I was like, okay, great. So as soon as she left, I immediately forgot what she looked like. Because we've said this before, but we say it again. For whatever reason, when you're at a strip club and you look at girls on the stage,
yes,
you don't remember what they look like as soon as they get off the stage.
Unless they're really, really bad. The good ones,
sure.
I don't know what it is about the really good ones. They immediately disappear.
It's a very weird thing.
It's the ones like that get in your face and like they like start opening up and start licking you or whatever, and you can rip their teeth out. Those girls you remember. Yeah. But the girls that are just like perfect tits, perfect ass, like great fucking sexy tight bodies,
tight pussy. Shit like that.
Yeah.
You can't remember those girls.
Yes.
So in my head, I was like, okay, I think this girl's coming back, but I'm like looking for. I'm like, there she is. That's not her. There she is. Luckily,
no. Before that happens, a different girl comes over.
Yes, that's
starts
true.
talking to us. Tries to get you to talk to her too.
My mindset.
You gave her like a little bit of a second, and then you realize, oh no, that's not her.
Yeah.
You literally turned your back.
I'm a loyalty kind of guy.
You are.
Yeah.
And you turned your back to this girl.
I'm a monogamous man.
Yeah, even with the strippers. Mm-hmm. And we're talking to this girl, and we're like, oh yeah, it's his birthday, and she's like, oh, you guys should get a shower dance.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck is that? She was like, we take him and we put him in the shower. You guys are able to tip us, and I do a full body lap dance on him, but everybody gets to watch. We're like, oh, that sounds awesome. And she's like, we give you guys soap, and you guys can like fucking throw the soap at him and us.
So she sold it. She had it. She had this in the bag. It cost a lot of money to do,
like $300.
And then on top of it, you tip after that.
Yeah.
So it's not a cheap thing.
Yes.
It's like it's probably the most expensive package that they have there.
And it's for you.
Besides straight up fucking them.
And we're doing it for you.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, whatever. You wanted to go with it for the gag. But then the girl finally comes back.
Her name was Cherry, and I was like, hey, what's your real name? She's like, it's Jamie. So
which is probably fake. Also probably fake.
Yeah, I could never find her. I looked her up like crazy after, so it could have been fake, but
yeah. This girl ends up going, oh, steals it right out from the other girl. Just get the shower dance with us. And you're like, yeah, that's what I want. Immediately.
Well, what was fun is I was like, yeah, this girl wants to do a shower. She's like, oh, I can just do it. I was like, perfect.
Yeah. And then immediately we do that. And the other girl comes back like ready to go with like her soap and shampoo. And she's like, no, it's fine. They're going with me. And she was
she just snaked that shit.
She was fucking broken up about it.
I mean, because she was about to make so much money.
And after that, like while it was going on, I was just making really good jokes the entire time.
What, like, to the B class girl?
No, like during
the shower?
So during the shower, you lay down on like the shower floor. The water heads a little bit of ways away from you, but you're getting splashed. Your shirt's off.
Yeah, I'm getting soap in my eyes.
And she's like beating your ass.
It's not a fun thing. She was aggressively slapping me in the chest, just scratching me.
And you're like, hey, why are you doing that?
Stop it. And then people would laugh and throw more money, so she was encouraged to do more.
And then we got soap and loofahs, so we'd throw like shampoo in your eyes.
I really do feel like I had a connection with that girl that night. And I think
and I was just making great jokes.
I was ready to go back there the next day, and I really thought in my head that she liked me, like as a person.
I knew that she did.
I know, and people are like, "Oh man, you're really the type of guy to fall in love with a stripper." But I did.
Every single one of those girls have a boyfriend.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not all of them.
And they all whip their ass. they're all terrible.
But they're all loyal to their boyfriend.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And all those guys do drive 4-wheel trucks.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
Yeah, that's very true.
And if you do end up somehow making that girl like you and you do something with her, he will show up with a baseball bat and beat you guys both.
I thought you were going to go with, you have to start beating her then. You become the man.
But yeah, I'm just making great jokes the entire time too.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
So great that you can't remember any of them.
No, I do. I go, man, George Bush made waterboarding seem a lot worse than it really is. Great joke. Great joke.
Sorry, do it again. I wasn't paying. I'll laugh this time.
It's better in the moment while you're getting your ass beat underneath the water, like, and there's like. It's
good.
It was good.
Yeah, do it again. I'll be the guy who laughs. Come on, just one more time.
George Bush made waterboarding.
God damn, dude, that one is as good as you said.
Yeah, it was.
Holy moly!
And the entire time, the security guard, there was a security guard in there with us too, that just sat there like with his arms crossed.
Oh, and anytime I got a little handsy, he was like, "Hey,
stop!" But he was cool with us. He liked us a lot. He liked me mainly because I was telling really good jokes.
I don't like most of these guys, but
that guy, he's got good jokes right over there. Yeah, he's got hilarious jokes. But yeah, that was.
And after she concluded the shower, she said, "This is the best shower I've ever done."
Yeah,
she did say that, and so she seemed like she had a good time as well. She seemed to be enjoying herself.
It was very fun.
It wasn't a sexual experience whatsoever, even though she was naked and rubbing her like pussy on me.
Yeah,
that not a single no eroticism to it. Just a lot of Pantene in my eye.
Did you have any like juice on you?
Like pussy juice?
Yeah,
or cum?
Both.
Correct. Yes and yes. No, I don't know.
And she whooped your ass too. Your back was like torn up.
Yeah.
Like we took a picture of you afterwards, and you had these scratch marks all over you.
I wonder
if she remembers.
If we were to go back, she would remember, or if she was still there. She might not even be there anymore.
No, because I look way different now.
Is that what? That's the thing?
Yeah.
My water's sick. I'll wait. We good? You got it all?
Time.
That was pretty good.
Time.
32 seconds.
That's what I'm going to start doing now whenever I finish my drink. Put it down. Time.
Yeah, that was AG said that when I finish eating that I should do that.
I don't know. I still am a firm believer in your YouTube.
It's your
review.
YouTube idea.
Yeah, but it doesn't work for me. I don't eat like
I should just do it on TikTok at this point.
I mean, you could literally eat a 12 boneless wing beat-ups meal in a TikTok time. So
yeah, I mean, TikTok feels like the right format for it.
that'd actually be so good. That's the good idea, dude. You'd be so huge.
I know, and I honestly
you'd be almost as big as me on Twitter right now.
Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, do you want to do like the Addison Rae thing?
I'm Addison Rae.
Little
Shotty's the baddest.
Addison Rae's what the fuck? Addison, she's a bad bleep.
Does she say that?
This is how it goes. I need a bad bleep. Addison Rae, Lil Shotty the baddest. So these lyrics are heartfelt to me because I'm Addison Rae.
I don't get it. What do they play in the background like while this is going on?
Or is it just this is a Genius lyrics?
Yeah, I know.
And what do they play in the background? It's just her saying the lyrics.
But this is a TikTok?
You don't know the song?
Yes. I get everything about it.
And then all of
because I've seen the video unironically.
Then the trend you looked up the
No, I've seen this video a while ago.
So
it's been suggested to me
on TikTok. Now you have kids going to not kids, I guess like people in their 20s. They're going to like family dinners and they're like, okay, say grace, and then the whole family, father and the grandparents all do it, and they say that. Or like people have been singing that.
So they've been throwing it in
meme, and everything.
Okay, that's what I was confused. I get where it comes from.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't understand
why,
what the meme is.
Yeah.
Like what they're doing for the meme.
Yeah, that's what the meme is right now.
Yes.
So people keep just repeating it together on TikTok.
You know what I don't like about TikTok?
There's not much. It's honestly the best.
When they post like a song that like I can't think of, sometimes it'll like for some songs it'll have at the bottom like now playing or whatever. It'll say what song it is.
Other times you'll click it and it'll be like "fuck you, bitch," and like the title will be completely different.
Yeah, it's like custom song made by,
and it won't relate to it. Yeah,
at all, and it pisses me off
and
because
you won't be able to find it.
Even one of them was like a song that I've heard, so I knew that there was that song out there.
You end up trying
to. It wasn't made.
You start googling lyrics like la la tight, like just whatever.
And like half the time it's not even the lyrics, and because I have no rhythm, I'm trying to type out the beat to it into the Google, and it's like, hey Google, can I just talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
Like, is there somebody that can? And then I'm calling Google, and I'm like, Google, I literally need to find this song.
And you can't Shazam it because people are talking over it.
Yes, and it's the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah.
I hate TikTok for that reason.
Yeah, but
no other reason.
It's way better than Vine ever was.
Do you think so?
Without question. Really? Yeah, it's not even close. Anybody who says otherwise, I think, is wrong. Jackson was saying, my old roommate, he is a huge Vine guy.
Yes.
By the end of Vine's life cycle, about a year before it died, I was like, maybe even a year and a half, I just deleted the app because it was just garbage at that point.
Yes.
In my opinion, so this is my argument to him. He is a huge Vine supporter. He loved it. Loved it to the day it died. He checked it every day.
Okay.
I hated it because the content that got promoted and put to the front of like the popular page was always just tween boys that young girls really liked and would just bring them to the top. So these comedy bits would just be nothing funny and just like little cute boys dancing, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be people like Cameron Dallas or Nash Greer. Do you remember these people?
Yeah. Somewhat.
They don't even exist as. Like,
I know Nashker's name. Cameron Dallas sounds familiar.
There's like some other little twin cop boys. Mm-hmm. So this is just what dominated that app. Mm-hmm. And Logan Paul, fucking Jake Paul.
Do you want me to squash it?
About what? Vine being better?
Vine's better because TikTok. The Chinese steal your info.
Who gives a fuck, dude? They can have it.
Yeah, Dixie made the best point. She goes,
Dixie
D'Amelio. She was on Jeff's barbershop.
Yeah.
And she goes, I mean, what are they going to take? My TikTok drafts? Like, who cares? It's like, and it's true, right? Okay, the Chinese are going to realize, man, this overweight fat guy that's clearly a virgin watches far too much Addison Rae. Like way too much Addison Rae.
Her point is actually not smart because the app takes like your location.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
The time you like look at it's like so much more. It is a crazy amount of time.
But also, look at what Facebook does.
It based on the like analytics of the app, I think data collects more than Facebook does.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Every time I read an article, they say that and Instagram and Twitter.
There's no way.
Yeah.
You realize how much Facebook actually takes.
That's why people freak out about TikTok. That's why it's even such a thing. And then, so here's the other issue, right? So the private Chinese company that owns it, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Chinese government gets it.
It's also owned by the military.
It's not. It's owned by a private.
It's owned by the KGB.
That being said, I don't know.
What country are you most afraid of?
Russia.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine is one of the like countries with nothing to lose, like Albania.
Albania's not gonna do fucking shit, dude.
Dude,
if Albania has any beef, they're done. It's over.
Yeah, but say like they've got nothing to lose. Like,
so what?
Like they're the poorest country in Europe. So like, so what if they launch a nuke?
Hey, we have the Olympics. Yeah. Those countries that have nothing to lose still fucking lose. Yeah. You know what I mean?
True.
At the end of the day, when you look at the gold medals, besides the one that was in Beijing,
I'm not scared of Russia.
Beijing crushed that one. The Chinese crushed it because they actually cheated.
Yes.
And like they just put whatever.
Yes.
No, it's not a crazy thing. But every time you
kind of stereotypical of you, calling all
the Chinese cheaters,
you're calling all Chinese people cheaters.
You mean the Beijing Olympics that happened in their country that they cheated because they wanted to be a crazy world power? That one?
Dude.
You're right.
You're just jealous.
I am jealous. Because America crushes in every other fucking Olympics, minus the winter one because Canada kind of fucking slaps. But
Canada and Russia.
Russia. Yeah.
But they also have an advantage. They always have.
Russia does cheat as well. Russia is banned from the Olympics now.
Are they?
Yeah.
For real?
Yes. Completely
What about the
banned.
USSR?
That they can still compete. So Russia just has to change their name and we're good.
Okay.
But yeah, the Russia's banned.
Really?
Yeah, because they literally cheated on all of the all the piss tests. They had like a systematic way of like faking their results. So they're just banned.
I feel like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like the Olympics, I don't give a fuck about it. Like if you tell me I do and I don't.
You're telling me
No, I do and I don't. Let me get to that because like Michael Jordan, you tell me that he's an Olympic gold medalist. I care more about his fucking rings.
Right, because that's harder. Winning an NBA championship is literally harder than winning
beating the world.
Yes.
Winning in our country is better than and then on top of
that's
it,
not
and here's the other thing.
Your argument there is not good.
But no, then also follow up.
Yeah.
I feel like Vladimir Putin, right?
Yeah.
A gold medalist wins in Russia. He's like, I fucking love you. Here's my life. Yeah. Fuck my life. Mm-hmm. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's
Obama.
Good. Yeah.
Goes, yeah.
We're the best.
You can't even come into the White House. Mm-hmm. You're not on the Mavericks. You're not on the Cavaliers.
You can go to the White House and win a gold medal.
No,
that's not.
He doesn't even give them the time of day.
DT. If somebody wins a championship or something,
gives them McDonald's.
They get McDonald's, and if they go, hey, you know what? Actually, I don't want to come. He goes, well, you weren't invited. You like the impression?
No, it's just so funny to think about who runs our fucking country sometimes. Like
I'll pass. Well, you weren't invited anyways.
At some point, this guy is just a toddler.
Yeah.
I literally
this is my theory. You want me to hear that?
I literally just witnessed my niece and nephew, or my niece and my nephew do the exact same thing upstairs.
Yeah.
Immediately, my niece Sophia goes, "Give me back my opal," and then he's like, and I'm like, "Sam, come on," and he gives it to her, and then he immediately goes, "Oh, well, you can't play with this."
I know.
And that's exactly what
that's
Donald Trump does to other grown men. He goes, "Well, you guys weren't invited anyway.
Yeah.
You guys can't come to the White House."
Yeah. That's just what our president is. This is my theory. He's honestly
the funniest president
he's
we've ever
just a rich guy who's just trying to get through the day. He doesn't actually care. He doesn't want to do the job.
Yeah, no,
he doesn't care. And when he goes to these, but he likes attention.
Yes.
And he likes people telling him he's the best, right? So he'll just go out there and he'll just riff. And sometimes he says, I don't know, maybe inject bleach. I don't know. And then that's how we cured coronavirus. He'll just say things like that.
Yeah.
And then the crowd will cheer. He'll be like, amen or whatever. And then that's what he does. He's just trying to get through each day. He doesn't care.
I talked about this the other day. I don't think I brought it up in the podcast. I think it was just in Discord. There's this comedian, Rami Youssef. He has this he's Muslim, and he has this bit that he does. And he goes, Donald Trump is so crazy because it's like the weirdest multiple choice test that you could ever take.
Yeah.
Like he says two really crazy things and then one pandering thought that everybody can relate to. Like, all Mexicans are rapists. The Muslims have to go. And this country is bad and needs some reform. And it's like,
whoa.
And he goes,
this country needs to get back to work.
And then he goes, well, that one's true.
Yeah.
So what does that mean about the other ones?
They just he just tries to push it in there. Yeah.
Which
I just think this guy really doesn't give a shit at all. And when he's still gonna win the election,
it's unlucky.
People say day to day that it's kind of a feeling, like maybe he doesn't.
Kanye West is going crazy.
Yeah, we can get to that. Before we go crazy in Kanye, I have become, ever since Chris D'Elia has fallen down, this isn't my joke, Tim Dillon has risen from the ashes as my new favorite comedian. Do you know who Tim Dillon is?
Yes. I've known who he is.
I have known him before, but I really just didn't dive into him now. All of his conspiracy theories.
He's very funny on Twitter.
He's funny. He just says crazy shit on Twitter. So this is a joke he was telling on Theo Von's podcast where he put this on Twitter. So it made me laugh.
I was watching it when I was falling asleep last night.
Somebody like Samantha Bee, I don't even know who this person is. Samantha Bee did something where she needs to apologize. So she took a while to apologize, and she finally did it. She finally said sorry. And then people were like, "That's not enough." So Tim Dillon put out yeah, she should be fucking jailed. She should be in prison. And people are like, "No, not prison, but maybe a reform center or something." So people are like, they'll think that he's being truthful, and they're trying to he was like, if they're like, my crazy is here, which is fake, and they're right here, that's the issue. It made me laugh so hard. Also, one thing I just found out about him, you might know this, I didn't know this at all, and this is true, you might think it's a joke, he is a gay man.
Tim Dillon?
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he doesn't give off a gay vibe at
all.
At all.
He, gay man.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Sucks dick, blows them.
Really?
Fucks, doesn't talk about it almost at all.
Is he an East or West Coast guy?
He was an East Coast guy. He's from New York.
Okay, that's why.
But he moved to LA over the past couple years. So
that's what I kind of thought, yeah.
I'm a huge Tim Dillon fan now.
He's very funny. Because
he just says very wild things.
Yes.
I don't know. He doesn't even say it's super. One thing what is crazy is that he'll know a lot about conspiracies. He basically knew everything about the Epstein conspiracy, and he was like, "Yeah, they're gonna kill this guy," and then he got killed. And then now, hearing about Ghislaine, the woman that was
the girlfriend,
and who's handling Did you hear about the judge who's handling the Epstein case? So there's a judge, right?
Mm-hmm.
An assailant came to his house, murdered his wife and son, right? He was dressed up as a FedEx employee, just killed the judge who's handling the Epstein case, he just killed his wife, killed his son, dipped, right? Fatally shot him. The judge is still alive, critical condition. And then the guy drove off like an hour and a half away, killed himself.
Really?
Yeah. This is happening right now.
What the fuck?
Yeah. This is just like everything around the Epstein case is crazy.
Why?
And nobody cares. The country can.
How do the Clintons have so much power?
Or like also
or Trump.
The British royalty is also part of it because like King or Prince Andrew or some shit was at the sex island.
Really?
Yeah, it was, all of these people were there. The Clintons, Donald Trump, Sex Island, maybe George Soros. I don't know about him, but like it's crazy.
That's insane.
And no, there's like no further investigation.
Hey, like, buy a jetpack or something.
It's very possible that the guy
cool ass rich shit, right?
Yeah.
But like, can we not drink children blood? Can we not like fuck children?
Yeah.
Can we just like keep that away from our fucking celebrities? Why do rich people gotta do weird ass shit?
It is very possible that Epstein was a sole just person, and none of these rich and famous people had no idea that they were banging underage kids or allegedly banging underage kids. And suddenly this judge who was in the Epstein case just got killed by a random person. And that guy also
Epstein killed himself.
This is all possible. And the guy just randomly also killed himself. They didn't catch him. This is all possible. Or they killed Epstein, hid it, killed the judge, and then killed the guy who killed it. Like, it's just... They're just like they're just like doing crazy shit in the public, and it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Insane.
Yeah. This is what following Tim Dillon does to you.
And we literally have an election going on this year.
Yeah, with Sleepy Joe.
I'm going to say it though. Memes about Sleepy Joe are the best memes. Like I have.
Tim Dillon was making me cry laughs. He's like, let's go back to boring. We're done with Donald Trump. Just let Sleepy Joe just get in the chair and fall asleep.
This meme really made me laugh. It's Impractical Jokers, and it's them talking into the mic, and they go, Joe sniffer neck. And then it's Joe Biden sniffing just a random girl's neck.
Oh, when they... if that guy's the president, the vice president is going to be like what the fuck is the George
Al
Bush? Under George Bush, who shot somebody.
Dick Cheney?
And then made the guy apologize.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney. It's going to be a Dick Cheney thing where Dick Cheney is actually running the country. That's what I'm thinking. If Joe Biden's the president.
Oh, I mean, I think that's what's going on right now.
Who you think it's fucking... what's our vice president's name right now?
Tom, right?
No. It's not Tom.
Pence? Mike Pence?
Yes. Correct. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the big brain on James.
I mean, looking at him, he looks like a Tom, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he looks like something.
Yeah. Do we get into him?
Kanye or Mike Pence?
I want to preface...
Is it Tom Prince?
It's Tom Prince.
It's Tom Prince?
Yeah.
Is it the man formerly known as Prince?
Yes,
is that him?
It is. I want to preface everything before this segment.
Okay, with what?
This man gave us Graduation.
Yep.
The Life of Pablo.
Yep.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yep.
College Dropout.
Yep. Late registration.
Late registration.
Kids See Ghosts.
808s and
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I already said that one. Yay.
Jesus.
Which is like whatever. Jesus, that's fine, whatever. But just
Jesus is King.
Just know that he gave us these
Watch
albums.
the Throne.
Just know that he gave us these
And that
albums.
also helped in other songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Helped get many people's careers started.
Made Adidas an actual shoe brand again.
Without him, there wouldn't be like a lot of the artists now.
Yeah, including Juice WRLD, Drake.
But holy fuck, is this guy insane?
Slow down.
He says the craziest fucking shit.
Well, like Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves; she just moved them to other white people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you can just not say things, and we were right. We called it. But yeah, back onto what we were saying.
Yeah, if anybody wants to know, it was the wedding.
Yeah,
the wedding thing is the one.
We'll get to that weddings tomorrow.
That was the one that won the cutoff. Anyways, the fucking
talking about Kanye West.
That's what it is.
That guy talks sometimes and just shouldn't. You know, and I've been a firm believer in his outbreaks. His outbursts, I'm always like, okay, cool. But like, Hey,
say your piece by it, then I think I have a different take.
Kanye, he has very bad takes, I think, on it's bad for me to say, but like the African American culture and shit, because like he said crazy shit about this like before, like about the slaves.
Slavery sounds like a choice.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like he said crazy shit. Like the fact that he still speaks on stuff like this is just so insane to me. And like, come on, like especially right now, this is the worst time for him to say anything of those sorts. Also, let me preface it with saying it. He did give us graduation, but come on, dude.
He's
having a full mental breakdown.
This is what I have to say, but he is clearly, breaking.
Yes.
If you saw his Twitter rant, it was just like manic. You can just tell when Kanye is going like a manic break because he just goes straight to Twitter.
Yes.
And he just starts crazy. He said Shia is cap, which was my favorite tweet that he.
What's that mean?
Shia is cap. You don't understand?
I had
to break it down a little bit.
Okay. Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, well, what other Shia do we know?
Okay.
So Shia was supposed to be a model for Kanye's Gap release. Kanye has partnered with Gap, and Shia was supposed to be like a model for like the upcoming line.
Okay.
He did not come to the shoot or something.
Okay.
So he was pissed off, and he wrote Shia's cap as referring to the opposite of no cap. Do you understand?
That being broken down by a person who usually isn't up on lingo in general is so very
But it
funny.
makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
You understand?
But I didn't know any of that stuff about like Shia.
Well, I don't know the specifics. This is just from his Twitter. It's all been deleted, all the crazy shit. So I was listening to the Andrew Schultz's Flagrant 2 podcast with can't remember his Indian friend's name. I say Indian friend. I'm sure he's a great comedian as well. I don't know who he is.
Okay.
I forget his name. But they were talking.
It's not Charlemagne.
He has plenty of podcasts. This is not the Charlemagne one.
Okay.
Andrew Schultz was talking about how he was talking to an undisclosed group of people that are probably close to that family or that closer than we will ever be.
Okay.
He was talking about
Charlemagne.
What happened. That's a very good point. That it probably was Charlemagne that I didn't even think about. It's just Charlemagne.
It's just Charlemagne.
It's just Charlemagne.
He was talking to Charlemagne.
That's a great point. I was like, who could it be? It's just clearly Charlemagne the God, who's really influential in hip hop without being a rapper. It's clearly him. Okay, right. It's Charlemagne the God.
It's just talking about Charlemagne.
Who is it?
Who is Andrew Schultz close with? Charlemagne? Oh, yeah.
Right.
What am I so worried about?
Anyways.
It's just Charlemagne.
It's definitely him. It's without question.
Yeah.
He was talking that Kanye is... It's not that Kanye randomly is bipolar. He's bipolar all the time.
Yes.
And he's constantly taking medication.
Yes.
The huge outbreaks are just the ones that we see. So people are like, why does he only do it when like big releases happen to it, like a new album? Or it's because
stress.
It's the stress. Yes, and those are the
stress
big
breaks like
right.
bipolar. It doesn't matter what kind of, and like a lot of times too, right? Not only does it like kind of override your normal dosage, so he's probably taking his normal dosage of like his medicine that he's typically taking, but also sometimes even stress can make people that are bipolar go, I don't need this. This is like not what I need. And when they go on manic, like when they become manic, they're like, the first thing that like a lot of those like people that are bipolar and have mental disorders, the first thing that they think is, I don't need this. I'm just normal right now. This is me normal. I don't need it.
So that's true. And because of bipolar, there's like super lows and then also super highs. So when they're in the highs, they're like, oh, I feel great. I don't need the medication at all. So that also like does it.
Absolutely.
So then you have like Kanye, who is running for president. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He has like, he's with Gap, like a huge clothing company. Like he's attaching the Yeezy brand into that, which is probably millions and millions and millions of dollars. And he said he's releasing an album today.
Is he? Did he say that?
All week he's been saying new album's coming this week today. It's supposed to be today, which is Friday. What is it? July
24th.
Yeah, something like that. So all of this is happening. Then he says all the crazy shit, and then people go like, "How could Kanye say that?" I don't know. I don't know what he thinks, but you can't. It's hard to like take. If you're a Kanye fan, it's just hard to take what he says
at face value.
Because I honestly don't know.
You gotta take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I get it.
I don't know.
But I mean, some of the stuff that he says, it's just like
it's
no
much.
matter what, like your circumstances is, you're undoing so much by saying something like that.
Yeah, you are really detrimental, and I'm not trying to even like defend what he says.
Yeah,
it's
just, I get it. Right? It's
just a sad thing to watch somebody who's like so talented, actually talented, just like falling apart.
Absolutely.
In the public eye, which is crazy.
Yeah, and it's always caught by the public eye because his first instinct when he goes into these manic states is that he has to voice his opinion, because a lot of these people too, when they're in those manic states, they think that they're like getting oppressed and people are trying to like stop what they want to say and truly say.
He was tweeting,
so therefore they're like, oh, I got to get this out. Like you've seen it with
that's
like Fuzi
that's
too.
a very good point when you were like they're trying to oppress him. He was tweeting like Kim is coming, like she's bringing a doctor to lock me up. Right, like they're gonna put me in like a mental institution. From what Andrew Schultz said, probably Charlamagne said, is that Kim was never going to do that. She was just like bring a doctor to like check on him.
Yeah,
like
to make sure that he's all right.
Yeah,
because the first thing, I mean, like as I've said before, I've had my fair share of like mental shit, and like I've seen a lot of these like bipolar disorders like happen in front of me and seen it many times. It's just these immediately their first thoughts are like when they're manic, the first thing that they think is this is the true me. This is what I'm saying is me.
Yeah.
And these things that I'm taking, these pills I'm supposed to be taking are just like clouding me and I'm not able to actually, which I will say, like I've taken SSRIs and shit like that.
It doesn't allow you to have like it stops you from going to the lows, which like during these lows you have thoughts of like suicide, like what am I even doing? Yes. But then it also stops you from getting to like the highs where you're like I fucking love life. Even then, it just makes you go like
you're straight down the middle. You just seem like the best way to put it is like you're on a roller coaster, but it doesn't have any drops or like rises. Yeah, like it's just a roller coaster that goes in a loop.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. And like I said, the first thing that they always like people always think when they're bipolar like that and become manic, it's somebody's trying to oppress them. The things that they're taking are not working and they're preventing them from being their true self. And it just ends up like them saying like very much stuff that they don't truly believe.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Yeah. It's tough to see, but God damn, some of those things, like I said, it's hard to write off as just like that because it is so like the damage that it causes, right? Because what he doesn't realize is at the time, and what people like that defend that, he's giving other people a voice, like these white supremacists and like these people that are trying to fight.
During his manic, it sucks because it feels like he's pulling a community down.
Yes,
he's just
100%.
That being said, I don't think anybody really is like Kanye West said that Harry Tubman didn't free the slaves. Okay, I believe. You know what I mean?
The one part that I did find funny about the video in itself isn't funny. It's the people recording it.
Oh my! You're gonna say the same thing.
They go, oh, we gotta go.
That's the fucking funniest part. She's like, so she's recording the video and she's like, all right, we'll give it a second. And then he says the Harry Tubman thing, and then she's like, all right, we're out of here now.
Yeah, we're out of here.
We're leaving now.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just, oh man, he said some nutty shit.
Yeah. It's cool that he's gonna be president, but like, I don't think it's gonna be
I'm excited. I'm excited for him to run our country.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Who do you think the country would be worse in the hands of, Kanye West or Donald Trump?
I've already made the comparison. I got $1,200 from Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I received the best album I've ever listened to, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy from Kanye West. I'm taking Kanye West every single time. I'm taking Kanye West in 6. West in 6, West in 6. Let's go, baby. Speaking of artists, an artist that's doing better for himself than Kanye. You hear about Logic?
He's retiring. He did drop an album today.
Dropped an album.
He called it No Pressure.
No Pressure.
Which is interesting because his first album was Under Pressure. So I didn't listen to any of the album.
I only heard a little bit of it. He signed a multi-million-dollar deal to Twitch.
What?
He's a full-time streamer now.
What?
His very first stream. I don't know if it was his very first stream, but his stream after the partnership was actually a release party, which was pretty fucking cool. It had like 80,000 viewers last night. He was released his album and was listening to his album on stream and shit, kind of going through like the entire album.
I like Logic.
I think that it's a good move for him.
You think it's a good move?
I think that he's very charismatic, and I think that he's like a dork. He's a nerd.
Honestly, it might be a good move because his music releases have been getting.
I just don't think that he's that into it.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, because he's a father now.
It's hard. It's hard to, and he lost that wife. Remember?
Yeah, they got divorced
or something. Did he have a kid with her? Or no, somebody else.
No, it's a different girl, and
she was hot.
Oh yeah, real
she was hot.
I just I don't know it.
I don't know enough about this guy, to be honest.
Hip hop is, we've seen it before, right? With Kid Cudi, Kid Cudi, back in the day when he dropped Man on the Moon,
2010ish,
right? Is that the name of the album?
Yeah, Man on the Moon. Yeah.
That's
why it's called Slim Shady and Moon Man.
Mm-hmm. Really good album. Was off to such a good start. Every song that he dropped, it seemed like it was just a banger hit.
Yeah, it was also just a unique sounding album. It just really impacted culture, I'd say.
Yeah. Very talented artist. And
that album's
hip hop,
fantastic.
the hip hop community destroyed that guy. Made him almost kill himself. He tried killing himself.
What, throughout his career, you're saying, or just after that album?
After that album.
Why?
He
what
stopped.
happened?
You didn't know that he quit, told everybody they quit
because of that album?
Because of the hip hop community.
They just thought his
ripping into him, or if he did
something
they
didn't like that sound.
If he did something that they didn't like if he did something different and more unique. It's when Kanye drops.
I don't know anything about this, so go ahead and tell me. I have literally no idea.
So he dropped that album.
Yeah.
Very widely praised, loved by everybody. Yeah. Dropped hits after hits after hits. Very good songs. Everybody liked it. Then he started dropping different stuff that wasn't what they wanted or something, which is just weird to me because a song like Erase Me came out. And I remember people when it first came out, people ripped into it.
I really like that song
because it had guitar riffs and shit.
Yeah.
Which, the reason why hip hop is as big as it is now is because of how unique it can be. Kendrick Lamar has one of my favorite lines. I love hip hop. I can mix jazz soul with some rock and roll. I can mix. He has some other line where he pretty much.
I knew you weren't gonna know the line.
I obviously wouldn't. Do you know the line?
No, I don't know it.
He pretty much encompasses though the fact that you can take any type of genres, put it together into hip hop, and it just always seems to work out because it has that jazz, it has that rock and roll, it has all that kind of stuff in it. And the fact that people rip on uniqueness is just so weird to me, and I think that it really tears these artists up. So Kid Cudi is known for his depression and shit.
I knew he had mental issues. I knew he had anxiety and
he quit making music for a while.
Yeah, and then Kanye and him teamed up together. But I didn't know it happened after Man on the Moon. I thought I
don't know if it was right after, but it was maybe it was an album after and it didn't get as much praise or something. Yeah. Something like that. I just know that for a while he was oh, I'm done with hip hop because the hip hop community just fucking sucks. Which I think is maybe getting to Logic because Logic was just getting ripped on after everything they dropped.
Yeah, it's Logic. So I like Logic. I like his music for the most part. He's definitely his first 3 albums. I actually really do like a lot.
Yes.
The first, Under Pressure, based on an incredible true story.
Yeah. I actually like that album.
Well, that one's like a great album, I'd say. If people don't like that, fuck them. I don't care. I think that's a great
I don't
album.
know why it got ripped on, I think, too.
And then he had Bobby Tarantino, which was like a mixtape that I liked. I actually liked it a lot. And then he had a full studio album with Neil deGrasse Tyson narrating through it as him playing the God. That's where I think that's the weaker one of the albums, personally. I didn't like. But then I don't know. He had the Suicide song that
1-800.
It ended up like hitting charts and shit like that.
Yes.
And that's when he hit mainstream. That's when I feel like he started getting like the real hate, because he thought, or people would articulate that his Suicide song is really broad strokes. You know.
Yeah.
It didn't really. It felt. It for being such a difficult and tough subject, it felt like it wasn't really addressing very specific things. It was just kind of like a general, mental health.
Yeah.
And he did some experimental projects. Like it seems like every hip hop artist just does like a rock album every now and then or something. And he did these weird ones that it just seemed like after album he kept getting hate. And Anthony Fantano definitely ripped into this guy like a lot.
Yeah.
And it seems like if Anthony Fantano rips into people, the hip hop community also like jumps on. Like Chance's album got like a not good by Anthony, and then everybody hated that Chance album. You know what I mean?
And that Chance album was pretty bad.
It was bad for sure.
Pretty bad.
You know what I mean? But it seems like Anthony Fantano's the first person I hear who rips something apart, and then legitimately, then you hear it. You know?
Well, this is just going to be a music podcast now. So you watched the Oliver Tree interview with Anthony Fantano?
Yes, I did.
He goes, Anthony Fantano, you haven't made any fucking music. How are you going to give me a fucking 7, bro? He goes, well, that's like a good score. That's pretty good. That's better than 5. That's good. And he goes, yeah, I listened to your fucking mixtape, and that shit's fucking garbage. How much time did you put
7 on his?
Yeah.
Really? That's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's like legitimately like high praise for that guy who like legitimately most of the time it's like a 3 or lower. It feels like every album that he listens to is not good or like a 6.
If it's an album that I like, it typically is a 7.
Yeah.
That's usually like where it lands. But yeah, he was just going in on him, and he was like, I listened to your fucking album that you made, Anthony or Fantano. It's garbage. He was like, how much time did you put into that? Did you put 14 years into that?
Anthony, I was going back to the Needle Drops review on Lil Peep albums, because I was curious with Juice WRLD dying and everybody talking about him. I was curious. I was like, okay, what?
He only gives them like 4s, right?
Lower.
Really?
Gives him like 0s, 1s. He really was not a Peep fan.
Yeah.
He really disliked him, which really just perpetuated my thoughts on Peep already, because I don't like Peep. I
like Lil Peep.
That's fine. You can like him. I didn't. It just makes me happy that Anthony Fantano.
You also didn't grow up. So like you didn't grow up with the same music that I grew up with.
Correct. I grew up with hip hop.
Yeah, I grew up with Blink 182.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Linkin Park. Stuff like that.
Everybody
had Linkin Park.
Right, because of Transformers for me.
Was it?
Yeah.
You're such a fucking dork.
That's a dork thing?
Yeah.
You just said you
had some shit to say?
No, go ahead. Your music is way fucking less dorky than my music.
Wait, you think at the time, if you were listening to some fucking like shit that you were listening to, like Justin Timberlake, if you came up to me playing Justin Timberlake, I'd push you down.
I was listening to fucking hip hop.
You weren't.
What are you talking
about?
You
were listening to Michael Jackson and fucking Justin Timberlake.
Are you joking?
But you did listen to hip hop too. But no, the reason why I like Peep and shit like that is because I grew up with like that Sum 41 shit like that, and it just like it embodied that kind of music, but brought into like a hip hop version.
Sure.
And like I don't know it. If you don't like that kind of music, then you like. I also think that Anthony Fantano
there's like a small amount of, like songs like that. Like I like the hits, you know. Who doesn't like the hits of like that kind of era? And like for Lil Peep, there's like the one of X I like that song.
That's like widely considered by like all Peep songs.
That everybody hate him.
Yeah,
hate that.
People don't like that song.
I don't care. I like
or the Falling Down song. You like that song?
I do. Yeah, and people,
it's the
one that everybody hates. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah,
because I like those songs too.
I don't give a fuck.
I also, there's not very much, like, I can jam out to most songs. I got told, like, I was talking, because my brother's wedding song is a country song. And he goes, yeah, it's by, like, Billy, Must Be Doing Something Right. It's, like, by Billy Currington. And he said it like that to me. I was like, I listen to, like, a lot of country.
I don't know who that, I literally
yeah,
don't
obviously
know that.
you don't.
I have no
idea.
idea.
Yeah, you don't listen to any country.
Zero.
But it's also, like, Satan that, like, I also listen, like, if you give me most music, I know it.
Okay, great.
I am an encyclopedia, dude. I know everything.
Your knowledge is just fantastic.
My knowledge is so fucking great. You can ask me about any movie, I'll be able to quote it. Give me a movie right now, I'll give you one line from it.
Okay, great. Several Lines Playbook.
You're so fucking sexy, girl.
That's the line that they fall in love.
Yes, I know.
That's the pivotal moment after the
dance.
dance.
Bradley Cooper says that to fucking
they finish the
Jessica
dance,
Alba.
And he says to Jessica Alba, "You're so fucking sexy, girl." I can't believe it. Wow.
Oh man, and I've seen that movie.
Okay, Rush Hour 3.
I've seen that movie 3 times.
Okay, Rush Hour 3. That was rough. Jackie Chan's Chinese, not Japanese. I don't even remember what I did that for.
I don't know what you did it for either, but it makes me laugh still to this day every now and then. I think about that joke often.
Thank you.
But yeah, you can keep them going.
What?
You know what the funny thing about me not, because I was actually trying to something about the Eagles. I love the Eagles. That's from Silver Linings Playbook. I don't know. I've seen that movie, and I'm not even kidding. It was whatever.
You would tell people you have to watch this movie. It's fantastic.
Have I told you that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I know.
I've seen it like 4 times.
I know you have, and you can't name one quote out of the movie, which is crazy.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Is it really good?
What's that chick's girl's name?
You had it.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah. J-Law.
I hate
Jennifer Lawrence.
The girl.
She's hyper famous. She's like an A-lister.
The girl's. It's so annoying because somebody like made a joke about it. It's like she just always says like this like relatable shit, and everybody's like, I love her. She's so relatable.
That's Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
It's that SNL bit where they're doing the Jeopardy with Kenan Thompson. Like, yeah, you're so annoyably relatable, I think is the line. Ariana Grande does a crazy great Jennifer Lawrence impression.
Have you seen her do like just like music?
Singing impressions they're good, right?
Yes,
but she nails.
Well, you gotta also realize like if you can do that, you can probably
also
copy.
Yes, when you have like that much control of your voice.
Yes,
it is just.
You've seen Bruno Mars?
Does he do impressions?
Oh, you've never seen?
I've never seen a Bruno Mars do an impression of somebody. Besides, like a Michael Jackson.
Well, he does. There's this skit that they also did for Ariana Grande, where, oh my God, the music we can't play any music. We're not able to get any music out.
And he has to like.
And he has to sing.
He has to.
It's like that. What's that mining fucking thing?
It is. Let me set up the premise of it. It is Pandora's. Pandora shuffles down.
Yes.
And they need an intern to sing the songs for people. And
they need anybody
to sing.
And then
an intern. Can you do it? And he's like, yes, I can. Yeah, sure. And he just nails every single song, like AC/DC and shit like that.
Very good. And then at the end, I really like it because it's like, it's that Man vs. Machine like short story that everybody reads. And
we've looked it up. We literally have looked it up before on this podcast where like the guy.
He races against,
It's the black guy, right?
Yeah, and he races against the machine.
And he ends up dying at the end when he beats the machine.
He beats the machine. Yeah. And they play that bit too, because at the end, Bruno Mars dies.
Does he?
From singing. And they're like, oh my God, he's gone. Oh my God, he gave it his all.
I kind of want to watch that. We're done with the podcast.
It's pretty good. It's good. We did it. We got a wedding this weekend. It's going to be fucking dope. So maybe then we'll have something to talk about on this fucking podcast.
I hope not, because then nobody's going to fucking listen.
Yeah.
Or
everybody's going to listen and we're going to talk about people doing cocaine and
I know.
Shit. It's fucking, it sucks. See ya.
I thought...